All right, everybody, here we go. It's From Under the Influence. Woo. I'm Marijuana Man, and welcome to the show. We're going live here on live stream, and I could
actually be playing the intro.
You could have been playing the intro. We'll get Al to play the intro at the end of the show.
Okay. The outro.
But yeah, I'm joined here by Al the Alchemist, as always, and the Queen of Kush, Queen in Between.
Hola! Good to be here.
And we're completely surrounded by friends today. We've got another couch just to the south of me, which would include the south side of Toronto, with McMahon and Tracy Curlier in the house, all the way out from Toronto and Vapor Central.
Yes, and you're playing the intro at the end of the show, so your show is very much like Opus Live, I see. Although you got a much bigger set.
This is the inverted episode.
And you'll have to say that backwards at the end of the show.
Oh,
It's gonna be tricky today. We got free Marc t-shirts that we'd like to give out to everyone because today is the special day, July 9th, where Marc's sentence ends today. Yes, he's now preparing to be picked up tomorrow morning and transferred to another facility. We don't rightly know how long it's going to take for him to wind his way through the system. We'll have information about how you can help speed that up a little later when we talk with Jody, who's in the house too.
Just chilling.
She's back in there. Her last show, she said. Oh, her of today.
You've been doing media for like a month now.
Well, you should join us and give us a little update. It's been an absolute media tornado here for the longest while with Marc's days coming up.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Welcome to the show and welcome home.
Is this camera? Is there a where am I looking?
You got a camera there.
Hello. Yeah, I've only been. I might go delirious at this point. Oh, they're everywhere.
So Jody, what's new?
Oh, just hanging out, twiddling my thumbs. It's been pretty crazy. I'll start off by saying I've only had 5 hours of sleep in the last 3 days when I flew home from Mississippi from a very exhausting visit. That's always exhausting. And my flight that was supposed to land midnight on Monday didn't get into Vancouver until 3:30 a.m. And then by 4:20 a.m. when I got to bed and said, oh, it's 4:20, I'll get an hour or two of sleep. The media from out east started calling because Marc's final day in prison. Washington State started selling pot. So it's been nonstop since then. I did manage 5 hours of sleep last night. I did. But then I had to get up at 3:20 this morning because I did CTV Morning AM, CTV pre-tape bit, CTV Vancouver Live. And then I've done, oh man, if you guys saw my schedule, I talked to BBC, did Sun TV twice, did CBC Power and Politics, and that's broadcast in Ottawa, in our nation's capital, and a number of radio interviews from my hometown Kamloops to, I just did, an Asian radio station, I can't remember the name of, a Victoria station, a hilarious local Vancouver radio show, which was quite shocking. What is that? It's online, isn't it, Jeremiah? It's already online if you go to Pot TV. That one's kind of embarrassing almost. They got some scandalous questions they wanted to ask me. But they're cheeky. But it was a good time. So yeah, I'm kind of just running on wild fumes here. It's been intense and crazy and fun.
Well, even though, like, I've seen the interviews, they've been bang on. You are so good at this. It's so much fun to see it.
It is fun. Yeah. It's fun. I'm telling you, if I can toot my own horn, here's my horn, I'm going to toot it because I'm just going to say toot-toot-loo. Jody Emery is delirious. But no, I'll tell you, in all seriousness, when Marc first went away in 2009, I was doing some interviews, and I was at CBC Live. I was up there in their studio today, and the last time I remember sitting there was with Jacob Hunter and our free Marc t-shirts when I looked as dead as a zombie, a younger dead zombie than I look today. But, I was so tired, and we were launching the Conservative office campaign, and I had just been in Stephen Harper's office in Calgary, occupying it, taking it over, waving a Free Mark flag and the cannabis flag and chanting right above his name. And then Marc got extradited like a day or two later. And then we went on CBC News and said, we're going to occupy these offices. And I look back at that time and I look at now, and I'm telling you, all these people interviewing me, they've been talking to me for years. And either on air or after I'm done, they look at me with all seriousness and go, you are incredible, powerful force. You've never messed up an interview. You are one of the top interviews we've ever had. Your message comes through perfectly. You hit every point, like the things these people are saying, but they're not just saying it to butter me up or anything. They're looking at me and saying, we're pissed off about what happened to Marc. Every single one of them, in all these years, they say, it was bullshit. And I'm going to swear, it was bullshit what happened to him. And they're mad, and I try and laugh it off. It's okay, we're winning, it's all good. They go, no, it's wrong. I'm mad. Fuck Harper. Screw that guy. They're mad at the Conservative government for what they did, and they should be mad. And if Marc and I can translate that into a media platform, which they've given me, I've never asked for an interview. Never. I'm never going to ask for anything. When TED Talks Kelowna told me I had to apply and get my pre-done speech, what? Pre-authorized what? I'm like, no. I'll just do what I'm asked to do. And they're all very impressed because this is important to Canadians. This is really important. Marc's coming home. A lot of people aren't. People are going to prison right now today, here in Canada and across the U.S. The war continues. But man, we're winning for the first time.
Yes.
We have our foot in the door. It feels so good.
You had me at 4:20 a.m.
Exactly. And it's so fitting. There's so many things that are fitting about all this. I don't know.
So what's new, Jody?
Yeah, nothing much. Nothing much.
No, yeah.
Because it was the last trip, right?
Yeah, 81 visits.
Am I allowed to pass yet?
I have to pass yet.
All right, I'm trying.
The National Post newspaper today, front page story is about the Liberals and me and Marc, and the article says and has quoted me saying in my interview, I said, well, you can't, if you want to go look, and there's a lot of old bong hitting photos and videos I can't undo. I said something about, I basically asked people to go Google my name and check out the awesome big bongs I used to hit. I mean, hey man, whether I do it or not doesn't really matter. I think you can figure it out.
Yeah.
And happy 420.
Whoa!
And I will just say this. Justin Trudeau
David,
admits to being an elected member of parliament who has consumed marijuana as a politician, but we don't see him smoking on camera. So is that an answer? I don't know.
Oh, everybody
kind of
knows.
an
Well, we
answer.
got David Malmolavine in the house.
It just occurred to me listening to Jody. The Conservatives are people who have to pretend they've never smoked pot. And the Liberals are the people who have to pretend they've only smoked pot once or twice in the past. So, there's a camera up there too. Oh, wow. Nice. So now, Jody, I believe you've said in many interviews that Marc gets out in days, weeks, or months, depending on how big a dick, how big of dicks they wish to be.
I don't know, man. I have some exciting.
What's the latest?
So the latest is our understanding is today Marc's sentence ends. Understood. Thursday is when they pick up foreigners. So we knew tomorrow would be the day he'd be called to R&D. Receiving and dispatch is like, it's not for boxes of goods, it's for human beings. Receiving and dispatch of inmates, it's like a warehouse. Marc got a call out form last night where they say, hey, Emery, tomorrow morning, 8 a.m., you got a meeting. So Marc's like, Jody, I have a meeting tomorrow morning. That's weird. It's supposed to be Thursday they shipped me out. I don't know. I might go out tomorrow. I don't know. So I had no idea either. I didn't know if I would hear from him. But then he called me. And he said he had the meeting. He was ready to go. Good luck on the TV and all that stuff. And then he called me afterwards and said, hey, they've got my paperwork filled out. They took my passport photo. They fingerprinted me. I'm officially a free man. He is. He's officially on the BOP website. He's gone.
Yeah!
But he's just, hanging out in Yazoo Medium because it's kind of cool down there. No, he has to wait to get picked up tomorrow morning. But what this tells me is that here's a few factors. The U.S. government approved his transfer last year and sent him paperwork with an expedited removal order saying, get out of the country, you're not supposed to be here. I'm not kidding. And now he's supposed to go to a facility run by a private prison company called Geo Group. And if you recall, Mark was sent to a Geo Group facility first to a hellhole to torture him. But he used an old typewriter to write out these old blogs about the horrific things they were doing to people. And after a few months in that awful place run by Geo Group in Folkston, Georgia, the Bureau of Prisons and Geo Group and the Department of Justice had a meeting to say this Marc Emery guy is bringing on too much heat onto what we're doing here. He's showing how people are dying, and he got MRSA, the superbug infection, and he's telling people how bad it is, get him out. So they sent him to Yazoo, Mississippi, which is comfortable for a prison. I'll admit that as far as prisons go. But Geo Group does not want more attention, and Mark's prison blog has posted his number for a while. So people have been calling. Even Reuters News was contacting the prison saying, we want to take a photo when he arrives. Can we be there? I mean, BBC, the international news is calling. So I think this facility has an average of 10 days is the average of getting in immigrants out,
Right.
which is good news.
I think they're called Geo Group because when you ask, hey, when am I getting out? They say, G-O.
And then they say, group you together with all the other unlucky suckers, right? But this is, I don't know.
It's hard to know whether they want to get him out fast. We could probably help them want to get him out fast.
Yeah, if people read his prison blog, his last prison blog, it's on the front page of cannabisculture.com. It has phone numbers, not all of them because I don't have his alien number yet. He's going to get all new numbers. We're going to need money in a new account. We don't know how long this will take. It could be a while. I'm just hoping it's 10 days or less. I'm just also hoping that you guys out there in Windsor don't get him before I do. So, Mark, just camp out at the border until I get there.
Well, we're hoping that it's as fast as humanly possible.
Is it wrong that I'm thinking Monday would be great because we've got Opus Live in Toronto on Monday night?
Yeah, that would be a good guest to kick off next week's show.
Yeah,
having you and Mark on.
There's quite a few dates that
I've
might
got it.
coincide.
Here's my plan, you guys. Here's my plan. I hope this is how it goes. Get out your calendars, folks. Here's how it is. July 9th is today. July 10th is when he gets picked up. July 11th, the Friday, is when he gets settled at LaSalle, this private prison group. And then it's a weekend, and nothing happens on weekends. So 12, 13 go by. Then 14th, the Monday, they go, all right, Emery, we're getting you... going to get you ready and out this week because, it takes a couple days to book a flight. And so 14th to the 18th, that's a week. Maybe on the 18th and 19th, 20th, that's like, a week, 10 days average. Remember I said 10 days? So let's count 10 days from about the 14th. Well, 14 to 21 is 7. And then, 8, 9, 10. Well, 23rd. Let's see if they bring him back on the 23rd. That's our 8-year wedding anniversary. So that'd be sweet. Oh, wouldn't it be fun? Oh, it'd be nice. And then we spend 5 days out east because that's what we said to do, Toronto and everywhere. And then he comes home maybe on Tuesday, the 29th, the 9-year anniversary of the DEA raid to say, hey, it looks like the significant blow was against you, suckers. Think about it. The DEA has been... They've had the significant blow. Mark is coming home right after a state government sells pot. Right after a city Seattle attorney says, I bought myself some pot. DEA, do you got a problem with that? Right after the DEA has been told, you can't mess with medical states anymore. Right after we're getting Obama and Holder doing clemency. Mark is actually in his final days doing the paperwork of clemency for inmates who have served more than 20 years on a drug charge and have more than that to go. And they're being offered a chance, thousands of them, to go home early. And he's helping them get their paperwork done. And they're going to get to go home too. And maybe Obama will do the right thing for his people and end the Jim Crow laws, end the prohibition, end the racist slavery that the drug war is. That Eric Holder, also a man of black background, says this is a racist policy. And maybe when Obama goes out with all that gray hair and the DEA has been deballed, and the USA is legalizing it, Washington, D.C. is putting legalization on their ballot this year. And do you know what that means? Washington, D.C. is not a normal state, guys.
Yeah.
Washington, D.C. has to be looked at by Congress. Congress has to look at and approve legalization of the capital of America in the year Mark is coming home. Sorry, I'm emotional, everybody,
well,
but it's pretty cool.
Where's
cool.
Adam Bowen? Anybody seen Adam?
Oh no, that
There
song
he
will
is.
make me bawl my eyes out.
Oh,
Adam
yeah,
Bowen.
No, you're getting it now.
Adam, you wrote a song years ago.
Yeah, Adam
We're
Bowen's
gonna
in
have
the
to
house,
get
and
this song out there more and more.
I'll let our viewers at home know they're not at my
brother.
they're not at my home, but we do have a full band in the house tonight. We had a rousing jam night last night, so we
Holy fuck, did we
left
ever have a good
everything
jam.
set up so we could continue on today, and we got a whole bunch of players in the house. So
I think we should just leave it set up.
yeah, a long time ago when Adam came to us for the very first time,
That's right.
The first time we met you was at Mark's goodbye party, I think.
we had a roast.
We had Bubble Man. Yeah, Bubble Man brought you along as a guest, and Bubble Man, everybody out there should know him. And I don't know, it was supposed to be a roast for Mark, but I didn't want it to be a roast. I thought it was wrong to make fun of a guy before he goes, we'll roast him when he gets home. Oh, will we roast him? It was some roast, but I wanted it to be a toast and a positive send off. And Adam here was inspired. He's a musician, a brilliant musician, you guys. He's helped out tremendously at all of our rallies. He's been a very important part of this team. And his beautiful, wonderful wife took my campaign photo that's everywhere these days. And she's been wonderful and sweet. And Adam just was there and saw Mark for the first time and heard the things said. And he's brand new to it. I don't know if you even knew about him before then,
I didn't
really.
know about him, but from like around 2000, I had lived in Vancouver for a little bit and kind of was on the periphery.
Right.
I'd come in, but this was my first like foray into the Vapor Lounge and seeing volcanoes on the table and a smoke haze and just the whole atmosphere. And I thought it was like my responsibility as a musician who experiences things to write about these experiences and allow people who aren't afforded the opportunity to experience these things to live vicariously through the song. And I just, Chris Bennett says a really cool metaphor about Uncle Sam ingesting marijuana. And that's from the song. It's a direct Chris Bennett quote because I just love that thing, and it just,
Chris Bennett, he's a scholar, activist extraordinaire. He's been part of the Mark's organization for a long time. If you don't know who he is, you really should look him up. But that's right. Chris has studied biblical history and religion, and he did say this quote. It's almost like Mark is being a seed going into the belly of the beast, the American country where the drug war begins, and he has to overgrow from within. It was like this, an analogy that relates to some sort of biblical story. But Adam wrote a song called Trichome. Oh, it makes me cry just thinking about it.
Oh, Jody, that's so. Oh my goodness.
Because it's true. Man, you called it. Mark went down when Mark was extradited, months later, California voted on legalization. It was the first time ever America could even vote on legalization in California. Granted, Prop 19 failed, but I was down there when it was happening. I was making those phone calls while Mark was in prison. And now you have Richard Lee's mom working with Republicans and pro-lifers to get medical marijuana to children. It goes deep. And just to think that when you called it, taking that quote, Uncle Sam has ingested marijuana in the form of Marc Emery.
It's true. Very true.
Now they're going to start seeing things differently. And they are. Oh, sorry, look, I didn't cry for years. 3 years of no crying. And it's just like falling apart. And I'm tired. Jeez, you guys. Stop making me cry. Who's making me cry?
Well,
I
the end is
figured-
always the most
Okay,
intense.
you said you were going
It's
to take 5 days in Toronto, and then you're coming back here on the 29th to say, hey, fuck you, DEA. And then I hope that you will take some time and turn off that damn phone. And no, listen. Opus and I were just up in Birken in the mountains. You're very close. There's no internet and no cell phone service there for one night. I suggest you should spend some time with your husband.
Well, I don't know. I think we should hear that.
We think you
song.
guys have sacrificed. We think you guys have sacrificed a lot. You deserve a night.
If you wouldn't mind.
And Mark and I, we will have our time together. We will. But Mark has never heard this song either. And we need to get
Yeah, Mark has never heard it.
He's
has he?
never heard this song. and it's a beautiful piece. I think is Adam gonna?
We'll get
do you
Adam
think you'll
and
get
Al
up and
to,
perform it for us?
favor
Yeah, I would
us
love
with
to.
that
That'd be
tune,
awesome.
If you will.
I would love to. I just want to finish your thought a little
Oh,
bit
sure.
earlier, Jody, real quick before we do it. The second part of the chorus you're going to hear is, Uncle Sam's ingested marijuana in the form of Marc Emery. Second part of the chorus is, and I think that Uncle's going to start feeling things a little bit differently. And that's what happened, and
Exactly. No, a very prophetic
And
song.
again, like, of all places, he got sentenced and extradited to Seattle, Washington State, and that's where they're selling it. And we did it with his prosecutor. His prosecutor changed sides and worked with us to make it legal. What? Am I living? Is this a dream? Like, is this a movie?
Your script. You really couldn't. I'm going to need to write a follow-up song.
Yeah.
Stephen Harper didn't know what he created.
Yeah.
With the monster named Jody Emery.
We'll get together at Birkin with no phone and no internet, no siree, and we'll write back to you.
See,
Yeah, that'll
exactly.
be-
See,
that'll
he's
be
on
the
my
day.
side here.
No, things are very exciting around here. We got a room full of people. Glad you could all join us this afternoon. We, of course,
Uh-oh. No.
yeah, it was.
Uh-oh. So if you can still hear us, I think they're fixing cameras.
We're still rolling. So, yeah.
Oh, I have a meeting. I'm supposed to be doing my Liberal Party meeting right now. They're upstairs maybe. Yeah, I have a Liberal election campaign I'm supposed to be trying to launch. If Russ and Mark are in the audience, no, okay, they're probably up in my office waiting for me. Oh, they can come down here though. They'll come down here.
All right. One of the hardest working stoners in the world. Miss. She's tiny, but she's fierce. Exactly.
So, yeah, here we go with, I don't know, what year did you write this song?
Oh, that's too...
No, that's not fair to ask stoners.
2009, 5 years.
Yeah.
2009.
Before his first, he went in first, and then it came out a bit, and then.
It was before the first time he went
Yeah,
in,
it was
because
when
we
they
had
came
a re-going away party that we had played at. And
Yes.
Mark gave me a really great compliment of my life, actually. We played the Joker, and he told me that the guitar solo that I had played was the most soulful and heartfelt solo ever he's heard laid over that song.
Nice.
And I grew up playing that song around a campfire, so I mean, it's been played a billion
Nice.
times. So that was a really heavy compliment.
He's gonna be jamming with you too when he comes back. You guys have to every week.
Can't
Yeah.
wait.
I can't wait till he's playing that bass.
So here you go with Trichome.
Trichome. How's it sound over there, Jeremiah? You doing good? That's Jeremiah Vandermeer back there doing the tech work. Gotta recognize the tech people. Dreadlock barefoot activists are called out to test their mettle against the new ganja boy scout. They had success, but not like this. He collected Canada's cannabis activist fingers and made them into a fist. Now, Uncle Sam has ingested marijuana in the form of Marc Emery. Yeah, I think that Uncle is gonna start feeling things a little bit differently. Now I'm cruising with the bubble man to meet the Prince of Pot. We got the roar and the full melt stashed in the trunk. Well, they want to send him into exile for spreading the seed to people in the world in need of crib. Uncle Sam has ingested marijuana in the form of Marc Emery, and I think that Uncle is gonna start feeling things a little bit differently. Little bit differently, yeah. There's a cloudy haze that hovers at head level. Take a few get your head level. Volcanoes on the table, space bag inflate. Inhale, exhale, annihilate. Well, it's a vape toke Szechuan. You pass me the one. Grind up some clobber funk and throw it in a roar bong. Water pipe right, the sticky shit's tight. You savor the flavor going round all night. And now I'm hitting some champagne and it's bringing me home. Sharing bits of truth, we're puffing on a tricone. Yeah, now Uncle Sam has ingested marijuana. Oh, in the form of Marc Emery. And I know that Uncle is gonna start feeling things a little bit differently. A little bit differently. We're puffing on a tricone. I'm gonna leave him alone. Come on, Uncle, send him on home. Puffing on a tricone. Puffing on a tricone. Puffing on a tricone. All right. Yeah, there you go. Get home safe, Uncle Mark. Get home safe, man.
Very nice. Yeah, man, that was great. Thanks a lot.
That was awesome. I've never heard that before. That was amazing.
Song is perfect. It really it really does tell the tale and tell the future. And no, you nailed it. I knew the day that I heard it, man. That
I haven't heard that since I left Beast for back east. So it's good to hear that.
That was fun.
Thanks, Adam.
We're gonna have a few other tunes around the next little bit here, but as you know, well, maybe you don't know, but tomorrow morning, Mark is going to be taken to a place called Jenna, Louisiana. Now, I looked up Jenna, Louisiana. It is in the middle of fucking nowhere. You go to nowhere, turn left, and get lost, and that's where Jenna is.
I dated a girl in high school named Jenna Louisiana.
The nearest town to Jenna that you may well recognize is Trout.
Trout. Very, very famous. They got a fish named after them.
That's just down the road from Mackerel, Louisiana.
I was wondering, is there a pike?
No, there's a mackerel.
Pike's in New Orleans. Yeah.
But from there you can see Possum Point,
It's a district.
Louisiana. And Jenna is nowhere near like Sharptown. Because over in Sharptown, that's where the cool shit is.
In Sharptown?
I guess in Sharptown, yeah.
Well, I think
so
it's
those are the
pronounced Sharptown.
surrounding communities. Maybe I'm hoping against hope Jody will never have to go there to visit them, but maybe stay in Trout. I looked it up. I'd go and stay in Trout.
They've got really good fishing there.
I just feel sad because all these people in Detroit are like, oh my gosh, is Mark here? Can we hang out with him? And I'm not kidding. A guy who works for the City Council of Detroit wrote me and said we would love to meet Mark if he's here. I work for the city government. I'm looking out my 13th floor office from City Hall, and we are going to use cannabis to save this city.
Wow.
Nice.
I wonder if they
That will help.
Is he allowed visitors in this transition?
Maybe so.
Maybe they can just go
There
visit.
might be visitors. I encourage everybody to call the prison and ask,
Ask,
how do
yeah,
we
there
visit
you
Mark
go.
Emery? Because I'm telling you, Reuters News is asking
Citizen
how, so
House.
others gotta, go ahead, call. Maybe if you're in Louisiana, you can just go and be there anyway. Just hold a sign out front of the prison tomorrow to welcome him. I mean, but like you said, there's nobody down there.
Well, there's only about 3,000 people live in the town, and most of them are unemployed, so they got nothing to do. Maybe you go round them up to go to the prison, because, quite frankly, the LaSalle Detention Center is the biggest deal in town. $30 million detention center. People are so poor there.
Well, if we went to
They
visit, I mean,
got
it would be
that.
good for the economy. Us stoners get
Yeah,
hungry. Ask
it
the
would.
restaurants in the neighborhood. You know, it might not be such a bad thing if we all went to visit really quick.
Like Jody said, it's owned by the Geo Group, this detention center. It was formerly called Wacken Hut.
It was formerly called what?
Wacken Hut.
Wacken Hut.
Wacken Hut.
Because that's what they did there.
Yeah. Listen, son, you get into any more trouble, you're going down to Wacken Hut.
And they're
Right.
convicted
Down-
of many,
down to the
many
Wacken Hut.
serious human rights violations.
They
That's
have
why they
been,
changed
yes.
their name, and they're still being.
Yeah.
The Geo Group isn't even allowed to operate in Mississippi because of what they've done.
Wow.
I'm sure I've heard of Wacken Hut mentioned in movies.
Yeah.
It's a bad place.
That's a bad place. Yeah.
Mark emailed. I have a incoming email from Mark. He still hasn't been cut off. And he said, yay, they're telling the inmates some new rule, which I don't have to listen to because I am not in their stupid prison system anymore. Yay for me.
Yay!
Fuck, that's awesome.
They're telling me a new rule and I'm ignoring them.
That's the thing. He's not even in their system. Like, he actually doesn't have, he's not in their, like, I wonder if they can even lock him in a cell, actually. He might say, no, I'm staying out here. And I don't know.
Like, will they have a horrible meal for him come dinner time? Or, like, well, he's completely out?
Instead of a number, does he have to have like Marc Emery back on his coveralls now?
He gets a
He name tag
He gets a
instead of a
name tag
number.
now.
You know, he does have one, him and his buddies in there are having a little pizza party tonight.
That's awesome.
With his final pizza he's making. It's got very expensive black market tomatoes and onions on it, but it'll be good.
Yes. What was the count on that, Greg? You told me that earlier. He has
Well, you had a half an onion and 2 tomatoes to
Those
work
prohibition tomatoes
Yeah.
are crazy.
yeah.
No, you know what, I'll tell you, prohibition cigarettes. You take one cigarette, you get it into a prison. It's $25. You break it down to 5 little smokes, and people will pay $5 for a fifth of a cigarette.
It's like joints.
Wow.
Welcome to the world of addiction.
Just like joints.
I can't.
Here's a
And I
tenth of
bet you,
a gram
and I
for
bet
20
you
bucks.
that's one of the priciest markups on drugs within the prison system.
And they go into debt for it. The inmates go into debt to each other for it because they're addicted.
Yep. Like, so you look
Yeah.
at that, and like, you know, like compared to the other drugs that are actually making it into the prison, though, it's be the highest markup and the highest turnover.
crazy.
Well, like Washington State, congratulations to everybody in Washington to be able
Yeah,
to
no
now buy
kidding.
legal marijuana. Well, yeah, we're quite envious of y'all. I know you don't say y'all in Washington, but maybe some people do. But down in Trout, they will.
Down in Trout, they might.
Eh? Does everybody
Down in Trout, they might do a lot of things, Greg.
does everybody in the room have marijuana?
Yes.
Anybody doesn't have marijuana in this room?
We got some joints here. if
We've got
anybody
a
wants
couple
some.
that don't.
Okay, well that's fucking cool.
Gary Wintle, are you in the room?
That's very cool to be able to yell out that, and nobody
Yeah,
needs
everybody's like, yeah, we
marijuana.
got weed.
Everybody in the room's got weed.
It's the
So-
21st century, and we live
Because
in
I got
BC.
a big bag of joints up here, but anybody who just came in late too, we got some T-shirts. So they out the front there. Ask about that. Some free Mark shirts. Save an extra small one for Kush Queen.
Yep.
Please.
Yeah, I like the extra small shirt.
Somebody has to know.
What?
Oh, so someone
Who doesn't have
marijuana.
You could tell they didn't have marijuana. They weren't paying attention.
Yeah, come
Oh, they
forward.
do.
Come-
Oh, there's another
well,
one there
then
that does have
there
it.
you go. No, we're silly here today with giddiness. It's been a very exciting day and busy all day. But marijuana is legal in Washington State, right across the border. So there's high school kids lined up across the border selling grams. Like you could just go stand down in Surrey at Zero Avenue and just buy grams.
using
of
slingshots
yeah.
across the border.
I saw it in the paper that on the front page of the province today, they said, Canadians are running down to Washington to buy weed, but don't bring it back. But I'm wondering, can you bring it down there?
I was wondering the same thing.
Can we bring weed to Washington?
Oh yeah. Well, funny you should ask that because I got a feeling there's going to be a lot of people taking weed to Washington because they don't have enough weed.
Yeah.
Right away, they said, hey, what a bunch of fucking idiots these politicians have been in Washington State. They've had the same amount of time to do this as Colorado
did.
And they fucking, they're just so stupid in the way they've done it and are trying to go around it. And then when it comes down to it, they go, we're not ready.
They are better than the conservatives. At least they're trying.
Well, yeah, but it's showing me just how inept they are. Right at the last minute, they go, wow, we're still not ready, right? We can't, they only have a few of the licenses given out. And now, and even those people don't have enough weed. So the liquor board says, so we're going to charge you way more. Yeah. You go, what? Your first fucking day?
Supply and
you
demand.
You said you're going to rip me off? This is not a good trend at all.
It's kind of like Delta 9 out of the prairies. I have a friend that ordered some weed from them. They took his money. And they said, oh, sorry, we're all out. You got to wait 60 to 70 days. And they did it to a whole whack of people. They just stole their money. So, yeah, we're going to flip this quick a few times.
Well, it sounds like the Washington State guys were contacted by the underground growers and said, hey, wait a minute. We'll kick back a little if you raise the price of the legal stuff and everybody will still be happy.
That could be.
I don't know, because it's a sure way to fail by doing it that way.
In the news, I see that people are raising that concern here now.
Well, I don't know if it'll fail like that. I think it'll attract an elite clientele that has endless amounts of money to blow, just like people that buy high-end cognac and stuff.
What about the ones who don't?
Well, they're going to go to the black market because street prices will be,
Well, and you're going to have people that are going to go and pay it because they don't, they haven't been using it for years, so they don't know anybody on the black market. They'll go pay it.
Yeah, for sure.
Because it's safe.
There's going to be, like I said, it'll attract its own kind of elite clientele of upscale users, lawyers, businessmen.
But as people congregate who are using cannabis now, I think people who are in the black market industry will also congregate and introduce themselves to these people and say, I got the same or better at a better price. And there you go. You see what? So
that's true.
So it'll find a happy balance, but it's not a very smart way for the government to approach it right off the hop.
The Financial Times yesterday was contemplating a price war that's going to heat up between legal and black market weed.
Oh, yeah.
Right, they're giving advance notice. Here's
going to happen.
Here's the guy, Mark Kleinman. Now, of course, he's an expert in all of this because he's a professor of public policy at a school of public affairs.
Oh, he knows all about weed then.
So he knows all about the black market
Yeah.
and legal
how
marijuana.
could you not in that position?
How could you not? That's why they went to him.
It's,
No.
leaders of the industry.
He, I don't know. He's nuts.
Yeah.
He's nuts. Kleinman, you're fucking wacky.
But it's so overpriced, overregulated that they will not overcome the black market. Why would the black market go, okay, well, you guys have got overpriced weed and regulations. We'll go away now.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Guess I'm going to burn all my weed.
They were pounding on their doors with guns and fucking dogs and tanks and shit, and they didn't go away.
Yeah,
So we'll
sure.
get them to go away by legalizing it and overregulating it. Go, what? Oh. All right, so they'll find that out soon enough.
So if you're getting sick of paying high prices in Washington, flock to your local high schools where prices will be cheaper.
Yeah. No, they're inept idiots, and they'll see what will happen. Well, listen to the hubbub out here in the crowd. Eh?
They're very excited about what's going on in Washington.
We lost them somehow. What should we do to get there?
You should give them
Why don't you
shit.
sing Desperado? Sing a couple lines of Desperado for us. We'll get
At this time, it's always good to give marijuana away.
Yeah, that'll get.
Yeah, go handles. Yeah.
Pay attention.
But no, you have to like make them work for it though, because then they pay attention. If you start throwing it at them, they just get rowdy. They just get rowdy.
Do you want to play How Much Is That Bud Light?
We should ask them what's going to be on the pizza tonight, because we told them.
I don't even remember.
Do you remember what was going to be on the pizza? I do. We should ask them. I think that's a good question.
Are you serious?
Yeah. All right. So we want to give some weed away. Anybody want to win some weed?
Yeah.
All right. The first person, because we've been discussing it here, the first person that can tell us
You'll get 5 joints.
what is going to be on the black market pizza that Mark is making in prison tonight. All right, shut it out, first person. Oh, we got a winner right here as the first one I heard. All right, right there, we got one over here. Tomato and onions, he is correct. There is half an onion and 2 black market tomatoes being made into pizza in
That's
Yazoo
fucking
City.
You're going to ask her how the measurements.
you guys pay attention
No.
to the show.
Yeah. No. We'll give you hints.
What's the second nearest town to Jenna, Louisiana? No. Mackerel.
Mackerel. It is mackerel. You
Second
win.
closest town.
Second
You're right, it's
closest
mackerel.
town. Trout was the closest.
Yeah.
As everyone knew that one, didn't you?
Second closest was mackerel. He won. Nicely done.
You were serious.
Oh, yeah. Oh, thank God for Google Earth.
Yeah.
You can go right there. So, Al has a question.
I had a question?
Yeah, to win more, we'd make up a question.
What do you mean I had a question? What was my question going to be?
Yeah, for the next.
First one who can answer
I
that.
actually have a good question for kind of people
To
here.
win more weed, answer Al's question.
What was my question going to be?
What kind of weed within those joints you're giving away?
Okay. They
Wow.
both win.
They both win.
There's a few of us thinking inside of here.
I have a question, Greg.
Yes.
I
How
think
many-
it's a good. I think
How
it's
many
a good,
joints do I get?
I want to know. Can you tell me the story about the first time you met Marc Emery?
Oh, yeah. Well, I met Mark, I don't even know what year it was now, but it was when he was over across the street with Hemp BC when that first started up.
Old school.
I heard on the radio that a guy was selling seeds downtown Vancouver, and I would just really happen to be needing seeds at that time. This was long before you could get them anywhere. You couldn't get them out of Holland. No one mailed to anyone. And on the radio, they said there's a guy downtown selling marijuana seeds.
Was it an advertisement or was it a news
No,
story?
just a news story.
Okay.
So I came down that very day, actually, and he was there and selling seeds, and I bought some from him and heard him talking a little bit. But those seeds never germinated. For one reason or another. Could have been me, could have been them, whatever, right? But I did find myself back in his shop and mentioned that to him, and he instantly replaced them with other seeds, which did eventually grow and were wonderful. But I heard him talk more that day, and I think that's kind of when I knew that I needed to do something with this guy for some reason.
Yeah, the sign of a good businessman, man. Your seeds
But
didn't
I spent
grow,
a lot
there
of
you go.
time trying to be involved. I really have sympathy for people that come to us now who want to be involved and don't know what to do, and nobody here knows what to tell them to do, and we don't remember their name, and Mark didn't remember my name for fucking 2 years.
Mark
Him
thought
old-
I was two different people for a long time.
Yeah.
I was going to ask that story too.
Until the last online episode they did of the Cannabis Culture magazine. They used to do a little online.
Yep.
So I used to wear a Jägermeister toque, and then sometimes I didn't. And he really dug the guy that wore the Jägermeister tooth.
Okay.
I got a big handshake and a smile every time I had the toque on, and when I didn't, cold shoulder. So one day, they're doing the thing, and I got some hash. He goes, "Hey, you want to come smoke that on here?" So I come sit down and get him really ripped, and he comes up with I kind of derailed the show. I think you had to re-edit it. He talked about somebody was doing a tour. I can't remember who it was, but he was like, yeah, and Kirk Tusaw is gonna be somewhere that. It was just he was really, really stoned. The hash was very, very good, and the day after that, we were downstairs. It was when all the offices were in the basement, and I'm sitting with Greg and a few other people, and I wasn't wearing my toque, and he walked by, and he stopped, and he turned, and he looked away, and he turned back. He goes, "That guy's got killer hash," and then he kept walking. And then from then on, it didn't matter if I had the toque or not. He recognized me.
Yeah, he had a very influential man, as you guys well know, and
Oh yeah.
I don't know what it was about him, but the very first thing that I got to do as a volunteer, there was some schmozzle in the province about the government possibly regulating any herb. So Mark put together a information pamphlet and gathered more information stuff and tables and divided up groups, and everybody used to go out in the city and distribute these pamphlets and talk about this stuff. And I ended up being delegated to work with him that day. So I was pretty pumped. All right, like he was pretty famous still already.
Yeah.
And so I was pumped. I'd had a bunch of pre-rolls, and off we went with our table and pamphlets and up to the library in the West End and set up. Not too long later, out comes the library people going, no, you can't be setting up here. And he's going, yes, we can. We got every right to be here, and we're not moving for anything. Right?
Yeah.
Totally ignores them.
That's
And
awesome.
not too long later, the police come. And they go, no, you're not going to be doing this here. And he goes, yes, we are. We got every right, every public access, blah, blah, blah. We're not doing it. We're not.
We're not leaving.
So they pushed him back and forth and handcuffed him. And so I'm kind of just standing there going, well, here I am, the new guy, so I better fucking step up, all right, and get into the face of these cops a bit. So I started doing that, and the cop just looks at me calmly, and he says, you want to get arrested too? And Mark from around behind him goes, oh no, Greg, don't get arrested. You got to take the table back to the store. Tell the staff where I am. And
Somebody's gonna come get me.
yeah, and I went, phew. But that was my very first encounter with him, and it just went downhill from there. I know. So it was a few years after I'd been working with Mark, I was talking with my sister, and she said, who lives in Ontario and has never met Mark or hardly knows me anymore, but she said, the first time I ever heard of Marc Emery out in Vancouver, she said, I knew you were involved with him, which kind of spooked me a little bit. So,
It's that gut feeling that only family can get.
to me, it's always felt like some destiny to be here and whatever. Like, what the fuck do I know?
Well,
It's fun and exciting and a good thing.
I mean, together you guys have changed a lot of stuff. When I was a kid, when I was first coming up and learning how to grow weed and stuff, there weren't books. You couldn't go buy a fucking book to learn how to grow weed.
And you said
No.
something earlier, Greg, about, like you're not sure what to tell the kids because they all want to come help with stuff and you're just not sure what to tell them. But here's the thing, is that we all know it's like you show up, use that little stoner brain of yours, figure out what needs to be done and just fucking go do it.
and just do it, yeah.
Just do it, and if you do it, we'll notice, because we do, and that's just it. It's that it's the people that show up and do stuff. There's lots of people that show up at 420 and want to smoke joints. There's very few that just think of the initiative and pick up the cases of water and start huffing them.
Yeah.
So you wanna do something, use your brain, just see what needs to be done, and
Trust me,
Well, I
there's
think
still
we
lots.
need some more music. Another tune
yeah?
would be nice, don't you think?
I need some more alcohol wipes. My weed is so sticky that
Oh, yeah.
I got hash all over my fingers.
Well,
Next time someone asks you what they can do, just tell them to go vote.
always, yes. Yeah, we
And,
never
and
run
support
out of
your local dealer.
Yeah. And
You know?
pass that to me.
Really, in this day and age, there's so many storefront places to buy weed now. There's online places to buy weed. There's licensed producers, all kinds of things. Support your local dealer. Support the guy that needs to fucking feed his baby, pay his bills. Support that guy.
Yeah. And people who've got the best
Or lady, whatever. So just support that person because those are the ones that are at the forefront, grassroots, doing things.
Yes. So, what do you think? What time of day is it?
I think
Is there
it's
a lot
time
of
to
peop-
smoke some more weed.
Is there a lot of people in the chat? Are they having fun today?
6 people.
I can't see any chattery from where I am. Nice.
Wow. 143.
Wow.
That's pretty good.
That's right. 143. 143. It doesn't matter.
It's 8. It's 8 no matter how you look at it.
So yeah, maybe we can find some musicians
Okay, I gotta
to
I gotta go wipe my fingertips.
blow a saxophone or two, or you know, that kind of thing. Play a guitar. Yes. Yeah, we've got a ton of great people that have been showing up at our jams in the last few weeks. We met Randy and Vlad here, who are great players. Roommates, as it turns out. Not my roommates, but and a whole bunch of other great people that have been showing up. We've had a lot of
That seems like the kind of screw and shit like that to bring the
Check,
game up
check.
a little bit if someone else can look after it for me. But I want
Lauren, you want to play your saxophone? Did you bring it?
Lauren on the sax. Very nice.
What time is it? Well. Huh? Who's upstairs? Pretty sure they'd let you play one song.
I helped in the kitchen. I did the art workshop for the kids. And
Well, if you can get back in time. Well,
no, Ellis Hollingsworth was doing it. Or Worthington. He was the rep.
we'll
I've been acquainted with him and know about them from the States, but I've never been a rep for Cornwall.
we're thrilled to have some musicians in the house, and that I had the forethought of leaving it set up,
Great move.
because I don't think it would have got set up again.
No, it wouldn't have got set up on time. That's why you're the brains of this operation, Eric.
I'm actually the lungs.
The loins?
The lungs.
Oh, the lungs. Oh, okay. Who would the loins be? then?
Well, I'll be that too.
Okay.
When I think about it. All right. Well,
Tender. There's a tender joke in there.
well, we've got Randy. Is that an alto sax? Got alto tenor sax. Fucking Strat. Carrying a camera just like Nick Wilson did. Watch that camera, Randy. Yeah, so here, I'll give it over to the jammers.
Yes, legalize it. Don't criticize it. Legalize it, yeah. I will advertise it. Some call it ganja. Some call it the weed. Some call it marijuana. Oh, some of them call it ganja. So legalize it, yeah. Don't criticize it. Legalize it, yeah, yeah. I will advertise, and I will advertise, yes, and I will advertise. Police in helicopter, search for marijuana. Soldiers in the field, burning for cali weed. Policemen in the field, whoa yo, burning the cali weed. But if you continue to burn up the herb, we gonna burn down the cane field. If you continue to burn up the herb, we gonna burn down the cane field. Singers smoke it, and players of instrument too, yeah. And my mom smokes it, yeah. And so should you, and Mark does too. So you legalize it. Don't criticize it, yeah. Legalize it, yeah, yeah. That's the best thing that you can do. That's the best thing that you can do. Cause if you continue to burn up the earth, we gonna burn down the cane field. If you continue to burn up the herb, we gonna burn down the cane field. If you continue to burn up the herb, we gonna burn down the cane field. And if you continue to burn up the herb, we gonna burn down the cane field. War. All right.
These Key of Green jammers. Right on. That's Randy on the saxophone and Lauren on the saxophone and Vladislav on the guitar, the Alchemist on the bass, Shauna on the drums, and my name is Adam Bowen. It's really cool playing for you guys, and hope you get home safe, Mark. It's gonna be cool playing with you too, man. Yeah, sure. You guys want to do something else? It's a Pacalolo, huh? All right. This is a tune I brought with me from Hawaii. The word for marijuana in Hawaiian is pakalolo. It literally means like fire and brain. But lolo you use to like, you can also mean stupid. Like that's what it means in the language kind of today. It's just like, oh, lolo means you're calling the guy dumb. So it might be fire that makes you dumb. But they also call tobacco paka. So it might be the tobacco that makes you dumb, or fire brain, or the tobacco that makes your brain work. I don't know. That's Pakalolo. Well, I woke up early this morning, smoked a roach from the night before. I smoked it down to the cardboard crutch. I felt stoned like the night before. And it was oh so sweet, and it was heavenly. Yeah, if you're ever down on the leeward side, Pakalolo will tickle your feet. Yeah, I cruised to a town called Kihei. I didn't bother to turn around. I put my hand down in my pocket. Well, guess what I found? It was oh so sweet, man. It was heavenly. And if you're ever down on the leeward side, Pakalolo will tickle your feet. And it was oh so sweet, man. It was heavenly. And if you're ever down on the leeward side, Pakalolo will tickle your feet. Come on! Cruising to a town I never heard of before. I lit up another doobie and it knocked me from door to door. And it was oh so sweet, man. And it was heavenly. And if you're ever down on the leeward side, Pakalolo will tickle your feet. And it was oh so sweet, man. It was heavenly. And if you're ever down on the leeward side, Pakalolo will tickle your feet. And it was oh so sweet, and it was heavenly. And if you're ever down on the leeward side, Pakalolo, oh, it'll tickle your feet. Yeah. All right. Yeah, marijuana. Right on. Hey, thanks for letting us share that with everybody. That's really cool, man.
Yeah. The BC Jammers. All right, we're switching over there to the audio. All right, the BC Jammers. Thanks a lot to Adam and Vlad, Al. Shauna was on the drums for that, and Randy and Lauren, you got to go to work now. Well, this is fun. I'm glad everybody could join us today. If you don't have a joint, come up here. We got lots. And here's something else I want to give everybody. If Willie can help me or the guys out front. Yeah, we got. We decided to bring in some pizzas for everybody to eat. You might have a little bit of munchies. Woo! Now, we remember that today Mark was making up special pizzas for his friends, so I ordered these with onion and tomato, just like he's having.
Yeah!
And the pizza place, which, fuck, I love this job. It is so much fun. The pizza place is called Michelangelo's, and it's located at 420 Seymour Street. Or Richard Street.
420 Richards?
Yeah.
Wow.
And they put a little note here that says 420 Love Mark on the top of this
fucking
pizza.
Awesome.
He said, we are 420 friendly at 420 Richard Streets, and yeah, we are Michelangelo's.
That's awesome.
So thanks to them, and we'll maybe just walk around with these. Katie, could you help out or something?
That's
maybe a
fucking
little
awesome.
bit. There's some pizza. So leave that one here for us, Willie. So yeah, we're gonna eat with Mark right now.
Nice looking pizza, eh?
So I don't know.
Yes, of course. Three people are like, hey man, I'll buy that off you.
If
right
anybody
fucking now."
wanted to play an alto sax just in the background, it'd be nice.
Randy's like, wait.
Some Louisiana blues or Mississippi's, right? He's in Mississippi
Yeah,
tonight.
he's in Mississippi.
Hey? Hot Mississippi night.
We got Randy's saxophone. On the
So,
saxophone.
yeah. We're eating pizza.
I don't see any other.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, like a giant. Oh, it says that they gave us the big pizza, so they don't fit in the standard box.
Wow. That worked out pretty good. Everybody got some pizza. Randy, you get pizza? So yeah, the musicians are going to spin-a-rama a little bit, and we've got Marius to favor us with a tune. He's the assistant editor of Cannabis Culture and Other Stuff. He's the assistant to Other Stuff. And he's doing a
Check.
house favorite of ours.
Yeah.
How are you, Mark?
Beautiful.
Great, actually. How are you doing?
Not too shabby. Yeah, man.
This is definitely the first time I've ever
Get
had
some pizza?
tomato and onion pizza.
Well. Okay, well, here's Marius with It's a Reefer.
Something about a reefer.
It's a reefer, do you want some policeman? It's a reefer, do you want a blast?
It's a reefer.
It's a reefer, do you want some constable? Or would you prefer me to shove it up your ass? Well, he put me in his car and he left my bike and he took my reefer, which he quite liked. When we got to the station, well, his eyes were all red and the sergeant said, "Constable, you're out of your head." He said, "Yeah, it's a reefer, do you want some policeman? It's a reefer, do you want a blast?
It's a reefer.
It's a reefer, do you want some sergeant? Or would you prefer me to shove it up your ass?" Well, he suspended the constable for his little joke, and he went to the bathroom to have a little toke. When he got back, well, he rolled another 8, and they were being passed round every copper in the place. So I sold them 2 ounces and 1/16. So they could roll the biggest joints that the world had ever seen. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's a reefer, do you want some policeman? It's a reefer, do you want a blast?
It's a reefer.
It's a reefer, do you want some Marius? Thanks for your company, and thanks for the grass. And thanks,
I was thinking about Mark when I was singing that song.
Check. Marius Stoner, everyone, along with the BC Jammin' Band.
Why, thank you, Marius.
Well, we do appreciate everyone being here today. Do you want more weed? Well, so smoke some more weed. Here's a guy. I found this story from Dayton, Ohio, that a police officer on patrol became overwhelmed by the odor of marijuana when he stopped a driver for having no front license plate. He became overwhelmed by the odor of marijuana. So he pulled this guy over, and the driver, his name is Twy-Sean. He admitted to the officer he had been smoking pot earlier in the day, and he didn't have a driver's license either. During a pat down, the officer discovered a bag of pot in the guy's pants. When he asked if he had any more marijuana on him, the guy said, nope. Now, the officer had the guy's towed, and while he was buckling him into the back seat of the cruiser, he noticed a bag of marijuana sticking out of his shoe. Then, when asked again if he had any more drugs on, if he had any more pot on him, Twy-Sean said no. Now, during the drive to jail, the officer heard Twy-Sean shuffling his feet, and when they arrived there, he noticed that he had taken off his shoes and that there was 3 more bags of weed under the rear driver of the seat. And the police officer, using all of his investigative skills, asked Twy-Sean, have you got any more weed? No. And Twy-Sean said no. What a guy, though. He stuck to his guns the whole way through. That's the way I like a guy, eh? No more weed. No. He had weed in his shoes, in his fucking socks, in his hair. Yeah.
Oh, yes.
And he kept saying no.
There are a few of us who know exactly what that next search is going to be.
So I don't know. You guys...
That might have been when they were overcome with the odor of weed. It's true.
We're got a tornado of shuffling. You know.
I'm coming up with my new a new movie.
Tornado.
In honor of the big Sharknado craze, Jarnado is going to be my contribution to the tornado movies.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Tornado of my jars.
I'm going to look for that. Well,
Coming nowhere to some place far from you.
What else is going on?
Well, that pizza was pretty good. Thank you very much, Marijuana Man. Where did that come from again?
Did they ever call you that in
I'm
school?
sorry?
Where did that come from again?
Mr. Man,
The pizza?
Yeah.
would you quit
That
acting
came
up?
from Michelangelo's.
Michelangelo's, they're at 420 something, but
No,
they
I
were...
think it's Michelangelo's.
Okay, yes.
Like
Richard's...
at 420.
Michelangelo's 420 Richards.
I'm kind of
They
like...
fucking rock.
Yeah, they
Thanks for the
do.
pizzas.
It was really good.
It's
So for
420
those
friendly.
of you who have just joined us late, like you missed everything, a lot. So,
We're gonna
what can
smoke
I
some Santa
say?
Cruz blueberry.
We're Kush Queen is gone, as you can tell. She's not here.
Yeah, she
This
had
is
to-
Mark Elias from the Liberal Party of Canada,
How's it going?
not the Liberal Party of Guana, or any other place.
I'm actually,
You can
let me just take the mic. I like holding the mic.
Yeah. No,
I'm actually here because I noticed that we have a huge local audience in the room here. I know today we're focused on Mark, but I'd like to shift the focus on Jody here. I'm sure most of you have heard that she's seeking the nomination in Vancouver East for the Liberal Party of Canada. All right. And show of hands, how many people here are from Vancouver East? Oh, look at that. A lot of you. A lot of us are East Side. And out of those people, like, by applause, how many of you would like her to be your MP? All right, in about like maybe 5 or 6 minutes, come and meet me over there, all of you, everybody that clapped. I'm going to get you guys to sign up for a membership because she has to win the nomination, and it's possibly going to be contested. It'll be probably against another person who wants to run for the Liberal Party of Canada in Vancouver East. As you know, Justin Trudeau is really popular and a lot of people want to be on his team, including Jody. And if you'd like her to be your MP, come and talk to Russ and I. Russ will probably help me too. He's the guy in the hat. And we'll get you guys signed up. This way she can win.
Nice.
All right?
Wow, cool. I didn't... Geez, this has turned into something political.
It is. Well, it's always political, Mark is a political prisoner. The Liberals acknowledge that. He should have never been sent to... he should have never been deported in the first place. So...
Absolutely.
Or extradited, sorry.
Well,
he will be deported. He'll be deported back to Canada, and a round of applause for that, guys.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much.
Yeah, we're all thrilled that Jody's planning on running in this locale. I think it's going to be just a whole lot of fun, and it'll be lots of hard work, of course, but I'm not going to be doing that. I'll do other things, but it's going to be a lot of fun, and Jody is such a champ and does this so well. We're also very proud and thrilled that she's going to, and the reception has been stunning. Like, I've watched these news media people interview Jody Emery, and they are mush in her hand. No shit. Like,
It's true.
Really, these hard nosers, they'll chuckle and they'll make fun and they'll Twitter, and here was Don Martin on Power and Politics,
Like a puppy.
the biggest time
Just like,
news thing there is in Canada, and this guy's really smarmy. He likes to laugh at anybody and make fun of it, and you would think that he would do that with Justin Trudeau and his marijuana, but no. When Jody was there, he was the nicest man. He never, like, you go, wow, that's important to reckon and see that that's going on. The media has changed their mind, and I really believe that Justin Trudeau has the absolute chance of a landslide, let alone, he has that chance, I believe, if we can get out there and help everybody get out to vote, young people especially, who never generally vote. They're just this pool of
Well, if you look at states like Colorado and Washington, where they put legalization on the ballot, voter turnout increased 20%.
Oh, for sure.
And that's what we're all counting on.
Absolutely.
Marijuana is very popular.
Yes, it is, as we can all attest to.
And it reaches such a large, like a wide demographic. It's not just teenagers or 16 to 30. It's everybody from.
I laugh.
From
I
youth
had
to
dinner
old age.
with old high school friends last night, and their son is 17 and 2.5 months away from turning 18. And he was all shy, and his parents actually came to me and said, well, when Ty turns 18, can he come to you and talk to you about how he gets a job in the marijuana business?
That's awesome.
And I said, yes, when Ty turns 18, I will give him some numbers, and he can. And I was like, I loved it. I mean, how, I'm like sitting there going, who ever thought that they'd be like, Tracy, our child would like to ask you career advice?
Well, it has gotten to that.
Okay. And that's the tides are changing, is that,
it really has
people are
gotten to
actually
that.
asking, and it's actually becoming a viable industry with jobs and everything.
There's a huge amount of people I know that all of us are over 50 and regular, everyday connoisseurs who, and a lot of these people, you know, they're successful in life and business, and you know, I hope that they'll come out and vote for the Liberal Party, because we were just talking about that, because I know these people use as much weed or more than I do.
Oh yeah, last
Oh.
night at the Jam, like we have regulars that come that are you know in the golden age of life, like you know retired and you know in their 60s. Rainbow John 78 or something like that.
Marijuana keeps you
he
young.
smokes weed all night. He does dabs. He dances his ass off. When it was on the third floor, he climbed all the way up and climbed all the way down, and he's dancing all night. And it's
What's his name?
Rainbow John.
We need to introduce Rainbow John to Naomi from Toronto.
Oh yes.
yeah.
Oh, they'd be like there's like a match made in heaven. Oh my
Oh
God.
yeah, John's awesome.
Naomi is out raving all night, like, you know, like.
And not to include him necessarily in the old guy category, but Fredibles.
Yeah, well, he was
Eh?
the other
Our good friend
fellow
Fred
in his
out there
golden
who
age.
brings
I was
edibles to every
referring, but I
jam.
would- yeah.
Yeah, Fred shows up with the best baked goods every Tuesday night and gets everybody
I just
floating
enjoyed
and,
one of his almond butter cookies. He was lovely enough to give
makes
to me
a very
earlier.
nice difference to the evening. So yeah,
Any
we're
more
cruising
cookies?
along here.
I ate
Now.
caramel last night.
I like caramel. I like caramel Fredibles. Just if you have any more of those, you know, I'm good.
So yeah, check out Mark
Hey, thanks a lot.
outside there and get signed up. It's that easy. And I think Jody has a good chance. They love her.
too.
She's good.
If I didn't think that we could beat Libby Davies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's just
And I think you can. Libby Davies is.
numbers make sense, and that's what we're
Yeah.
Well, as
Right
I've
on.
said to my own, you know, I've been, it's been very difficult for me because I was raised that you don't talk about your vote, your political, your party, and your choice of politics is your own. We didn't even discuss it in my family.
What a bunch of
So-
crap. Eh?
It's always just, that
sounds like
always
communist
been the way it is, right? Like, you know, sex, religion, and politics were the three things you didn't discuss, and so I came from that kind of. You didn't talk about politics.
No, I
and
talk about
you didn't
sex
tell
all
people.
the time.
You didn't tell people. You didn't tell people how to vote.
Politics, yes.
And
I voted
you know,
for sex.
And I bet you did. You were probably there when they invented it, Greg.
I thought sex and politics were the same thing.
But I was there when they perfected it.
Oh, nicely done, sir. Nicely done.
That was
That was good. That was.
I
was
wouldn't expect anything less.
nicely done.
Here, here.
No.
You should stay here and join our show, Tracy.
What was that?
You should stay here and join From Under the Influence.
I'm ready. Are we going to do it? Is that what the trade's going to be now, Mick?
Well, I thought there was supposed to be a trade, and,
They
and,
always
and,
screw
and
Well, I'm
around.
thinking
my vote was for you or Maddie Central.
yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
We're sending Maddie Central.
Yeah, no, see, he doesn't want to give me up in Toronto. I'm like, oh, wait a second. Maybe that was it, is that they were just training me in Toronto for the trade. Is that how that worked? Was that I was just being set up, that I'm not actually going home?
Not a chance.
No. Mick's like, somebody's got to do that paperwork we were talking about.
So yeah, I don't know. What time of day is it now? It must be
Time for a
5:30ish.
hoot, I think.
Something like that.
It's time for a
26.
hoot with Marijuana Man and Al the Alchemist.
So, here's another story I found.
Oh, another story did you find?
It's a very short segment. If you blink, you'll miss it. And it's always a smooth
Are we back to
transition.
talking about that time that they perfected sex?
Hey, I wasn't there.
I'm just asking.
It was yesterday. Yesterday morning, and then in the afternoon, and then no. Now,
Oh my goodness.
Mark's been away in jail a long time, and a lot of stuff's changed since he's been away. He has never sent a text in his life. He's never used a
know.
smartphone or
Never seen a tablet?
been out there twittering and tweeting and doing all this other stuff. So he's going to be shocked a little bit by it.
Oh
and
yeah, there's gonna be some
he actually said to Jody that, oh no, when I get out, we're going to have a dinner party and no one's allowed to touch or even have a cell phone. And she went white telling me the story.
I love that idea.
She said, I don't think I could do that.
Oh, yeah.
So it'll be interesting, but...
because Mark is getting dropped off in Windsor, I actually asked Jody earlier because we found out what his last meal was going to be. But I'm like, do me a favor, find out what he wants his first meal out to be.
Yeah,
so that we can have that ready for him when he gets out, because, you know, God, I can't imagine how you get in Prohibition tomatoes.
Not even just phones, but tablets.
Yeah, he doesn't know.
I don't think he's ever seen a tablet.
He doesn't know what a selfie is.
I want to see.
Yes,
I
he
want to
does.
see Mark's reaction to what he thinks an Instagram is.
I bet you I bet you a prison definition of a selfie and a cell phone definition of a selfie are very, very different.
I bet you they are.
But in a lot of ways, they're the same.
Just saying.
That song makes it sound like it's a drug.
Wow.
Yeah.
Everybody
The
photobombing.
jokes are too easy.
It'll be an interesting. I'm trying to think of what else has changed in 5 years. That's
Well,
been
he'll
like this.
catch up to it pretty quick because he's a savvy
Netf-
guy. I still
Netflix?
got the same.
Yeah, he doesn't know
cell
anything
phone.
about dubstep.
No. Damn it. Well,
But
damn
we
it, I
were
did-
for many years restricted from even having cell phones because of the courts.
Well,
and stuff,
truthfully,
so.
I would send Mark music. I'd print off stuff off the internet and I'd send him. Tabs and everything else. I'd have no idea what the hell I was sending, but I'd send it and go, okay, could you use any of this? He's like, yeah. So then I'd print off more and send it. I never thought to send him dubstep. You know, like. I just
Mark
went,
comes out and
okay.
he's playing some sick bass lines.
Yeah, we're pretty excited about him playing bass and shit. We got to get an instrument together for him.
Yeah.
A
I think so.
guitar and an amp, and have it in house.
Yeah.
Some big fucking Ampeg and.
Well, I'm trying to figure out,
Nah, I don't know. We can blow this place up, but.
Well, John Conroy's a bit of a musician. I
Really?
hear. Oh yeah.
John
A little
Conroy's
bit.
in.
John Conroy.
What does he
Never
play?
knew that.
I think he plays guitar. I think.
Lap steel guitar.
He actually rewrote some lyrics for us when we were in Jamaica for a protest song. And so I kind of had this dream, because he was teaching John Vergados from Skunk Magazine how to play as well. And I'm like, you guys could start a band. It could be like, we call it
Vergados, Emery, and Conroy.
Yeah.
In repeal.
That's what they could do once pot's legal, is just go on tour, play a couple shows, smoke a lot of weed.
Yeah, fun stuff. No, I don't know. I did find this other story about.
There was a story.
The headline said, in an era of legal marijuana, the products are more potent than ever.
No, they're not. Come on.
Okay, I gotta argue that though.
I don't. We've got seeds that came from 1975. out of
no, we're
Angola,
talking
and
about
they're
we're
fucking
talking
strong.
we're talking about marijuana, but when we start talking about shatter and dabs and
I don't know, man. I was making honey oil shatter when I was 17 years old. I'm 41.
Yeah.
Shatter is nothing new.
But
nothing new. Butane. Butane's not even new. That's almost 20 years old.
Now.
But the thing is, it wasn't the wildly available as it used to be. It's kind of the market's opening up.
It has opened up, but it doesn't mean things have gotten more potent. If the weed hasn't gotten more potent, how could the extracts have gotten more
it's not that the extracts have gotten more potent; it's that the extracts aren't being made properly. Is part of the issue.
That's always been a battle.
I mean, that was the
because
battle
when-
back in the
and
day
I
with
agree.
the old
I know
green
that it's
honey
not
oil.
the weed, but from a
Or
media
the old green oil
perspective
from
or from
Ontario.
a enforcement perspective, they're like, "What the fuck is this shit?" Because they've never seen it before, because it's
Here's the
been
thing.
widely unavailable.
Here's evidence of the confusion about the potency of marijuana.
Yeah.
Actually, the word potency is a misnomer to
It
begin
is
with.
too. It
Potency
really
is
is.
for alcohol. That's
Yeah.
it. That's all.
Because it
It's
depends
not
on
for anything
delivery
else.
method. It depends on
depends on
grower.
metabolism and
It
brain
could-
chemistry
oh, yeah.
as well. You know,
Po-
diet,
so
all
the,
that.
Cannabinoid
the notion
receptors.
of the strength of marijuana is skewed by the word. The notion of potency of alcohol, I know what's going to happen when I consume alcohol.
Yeah.
Not
No,
always though,
s-
Greg. That's
Yeah,
a misnomer
pretty much
too,
always.
because depends on what you've eaten, depending on how much sleep you've gotten, could depend on what over-the-counter pharmaceuticals you've taken. I talked to what type of alcohol exactly. You know, rum in Canada is different than rum in Jamaica.
But the potency of alcohol is
35%
determined by the potency of alcohol is determined by exact science. It's 40% alcohol by volume.
Yeah.
It's that
Yeah.
marijuana could never be like that. Right? It can never be like that. But here's a curious thing that I found. Now, the University of Mississippi in the United States has, since the 1970s, been the place where they tested and grew marijuana and came out with the THC percentages.
Yeah.
And here's what they said. They said the potency of marijuana samples rose from less than 1.5% in 1980 to approximately 3.3% in 1983 and around 3% until 1992 and is up to like 4.4% by 2000.
And now is where?
This is the place that does all the testing,
Yeah.
government installation. The National Institute on Drug Abuse says, oh, no, it's gone up by 30%.
Well,
So this
tho-
is
those are realistic numbers. we have to remember that inside that trichome, very little of it is THC,
yeah.
right? And we know that just out of trichomes, to get 20% in pure heads is insane by weight. You're never going to get that. You're going to get roughly 4% by weight, which means out of that you might have 1% THC.
Do you know the percentage? Because that's NITA. They're the ones who supply the joints to a couple of patients who've been supplying medical marijuana in the form of joints to a couple of individuals in the U.S. Do you know the percentage of the marijuana they're getting? Like what's in the
one.
joints that they supply? Since
same as everybody
if they're
else.
keeping, I'm just curious because if they're the ones who said by now it's only going from 1.5 to 4%, if under their standards their 1 point something percent might be pretty good.
Well, that's what the people who are...
That's the thing. Like with people boasting 20%, 25%, it's impossible. We've all made extracts, right?
Yeah.
To get 25% of plant weight of pure THC is unheard of. You're telling me if
Exactly.
you got a quarter pound of weed, you're gonna have over 25 grams of pure THC? Fucking never.
Never.
You're gonna have 0.2 of a gram, maybe.
It's all insane.
Maybe. Which really lowers the percentage.
Yeah.
But they did this because they were fumbling over the idea of potency and trying to determine and give words to the moms and pops out there in the 60s what was going on with this substance. Right? They were idiots, but they didn't care. They were against it and they wanted it to be illegal, right? So,
Yeah.
but here's another thing that the University of Mississippi said. They said that since 1992, the potency of confiscated marijuana samples has continuously risen. No, we covered that.
Yeah,
up to
30% you were
4.4.
saying.
They said hashish and hash oil, on the other hand, showed no specific potency trends. Other major cannabinoids, CBD, CBN, CBC, showed no significant change in their concentration over the years.
So they figured out how to get more trichomes
Yeah.
per square millimeter.
Yeah.
Is what they did.
See, when you
They
look
haven't
at
figured
people,
out how to get more THC within the trichome.
when you look at people who've been growing marijuana all these years, they have not been rocket scientists.
No.
Now, the prohibitionist who says, oh, the marijuana is 30% stronger now than it used to be, justified by saying that the selective breeding has increased the THC that much.
And there's lots
Good
of things that have kind
fucking
of
luck.
changed too. Like back in the 60s and 70s, they took the whole plant. Like you were getting stick, stem, seeds, everything.
They
Like
didn't
it
even know
wasn't.
where THC was on the plant.
Exactly. So I mean, you know,
But
when
it-
you're talking about those low numbers, of course it was.
But to
They
think-
hadn't refined it.
But to think for a moment that the people who are growing weed, all these hippies hiding from the police, have improved this plant to that degree, good fucking luck.
Without the
Oh, really? They can't do it with any other plant in the world? No one can. You really can't.
Well, we do have like what is it, grapples now.
Huh?
You know, there's strange things that people do with, you know, that the strange hippies do with things that I don't know if it's genetically modified or whatever.
People have urinated in their
Grafting.
pots growing it. They have put fucking yogurt in there. They have people have done everything to try to. And
They've
nothing has worked
urinated in their
because-
yogurt and put that in their weed.
But you can't grow like that. People
No.
don't grow like that. If apple producers could manipulate apples to the degree that they think that we've manipulated
Yeah, exactly.
fucking marijuana,
We'd be growing
come
pies.
on.
Our apples
We
are
would be-
20% more potent than they used to be.
Yeah.
I knew a wheat farmer, retired man. I said, I said, what do you know about wheat? He said, nothing. You get the seed of the co-op and you grow it. I said, so what changes have taken place with wheat in your lifetime? He said, none. He said, we heard of a guy who was trying to get it to mature earlier and yield more.
Yeah.
I go, wow, that sounds like pot now. But he said he hasn't finished his work. 25 years he's been trying to do this with wheat. In a full-blown science fucking lab, everything. Guys in a basement and garages have not improved this plant. We've shifted its position to what we gave it.
As a grower, I've said quite often, and all the change was that we became more efficient at understanding the needs of growing the cannabis plant. So we learned about the light cycles. We played around and figured out the temperatures, humidity levels, where it thrived the best in an indoor environment. And we learned to identify males over females to allow the pot not to get fertilized. But it's still the same plant. We're just growing it better. It's like having a really primo,
we're
good
just
weather
growing it.
outside. You know,
We're
conditions
just growing
are
it
excellent.
differently. We're not
Yeah.
necessarily growing it better.
Well, yeah, differently.
Differently.
Exactly.
Because we had to, and that was because
that's
of
the thing,
prohibition.
like,
better for
every
our
grower-
uses.
Well, we only have done this because the cops made us.
True.
Right.
Yeah.
So chances are the point here to grow marijuana indoor isn't to be the very best it can be, as much as the cops are making me go indoor.
Yeah.
If I want marijuana, I got to do it this way.
No, I understand.
Right.
that,
So
yeah.
it's not like I can go to the mountaintop in Ethiopia and put a plant where it really should be
and
grow
watch
it
it
openly
grow there.
and have it. They won't let us do that until they do. Right. But so here's the European Monitoring Center for Drugs and Drug Addiction. It says the available data does not show any long-term marked upward trend in the potency of herbal cannabis or cannabis resin. Right? Over all these years. They say there is no upward trend, right? The people who are actually looking at this are saying it's not true. But it doesn't matter. This is the thing.
I believe that.
Right? It really doesn't matter. It only matters to the prohibitionists trying to label it as stronger than it used to be. And then now it matters to the legal purveyor trying to tell
marketer.
me that it's fucking the highest THC ever.
Yeah,
I've
somebody
smoked
marketing
weed
it to
that
you.
they've said is the highest THC ever, and it's no different than any other weed.
Man, I used to.
It just isn't.
When I lived in Winnipeg, I used to trade weed for Sativex, and it was all like it was so new, and that shit. It's like it's got a great balance of THC and CBD, and I was doing 12 to 15 sprays at once, and THC is fucking boring without the terpenes. It really is, man. I'm not joking.
There's
it's
no
very
flavor.
boring. Well, and the flavor is what kind of dictates a lot of the buzz.
Yeah.
Just like through aromatherapy, if we look at things in the citrus family in aromatherapy, they stimulate us, they make us go, they make us want to do stuff. When we smoke weed, that's citrus in its backbone. It has the similar effect.
Yeah.
Go figure, eh?
You still make that noise when you take a toke.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Doesn't really matter, but interesting that their own people are saying that this stuff isn't all that strong, and it didn't get much stronger. But then the prohibition are going, oh yeah, it did.
It's 50 times stronger than it was last week.
We wish. I'm not too sure.
Think
if
about
I
the
would.
kids
I,
and,
I,
and their
I
pets.
like what Marc Emery from Peace Naturals, his one was, he referred to it, his stuff as the new marijuana.
Peace Naturals?
I kid you not. Peace
Who's this?
Naturals,
They
if you
had
look
a-
it
they
up
had a
on their
recall.
website, they are growing the new marijuana. And that's according to, that's their claim.
Didn't
And
they have a recall, Peace Naturals?
They had a
and,
recall.
And he boasted that all of the stuff was already sold and consumed, so they wouldn't even have to be giving their customers a rebate.
I know.
There you go, Peace Naturals, so compassionate.
No peace.
I saw him
It
on.
ain't
I saw him on.
Fuckwads.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if we've still got musicians. Too many musicians in the house, do we?
There's musicians.
Somebody want to play something? Sure,
Yeah,
that'd be nice.
A lot of these LPs are very. They're
some,
showing their colors.
afternoon stuff. I'm sorry that I don't have access to the chat, but they're still around, are they?
We got any brass in the house?
Val, anybody get a little piece of that atomic case?
I didn't bring any.
Be nice to yell out a
Sorry.
few of the names in the chat
You
if
could
we
have
could.
a piece of. No, you can't have a lighter. What are you, crazy? You might burn the place down.
Well,
Thank you so much.
this big chair I'm sitting in, they brought it downstairs from the second floor to do mixed show on Monday night. That was in here, and where is Mick? I just wanted to point
You
out
kind
that,
of like having your own throne, don't you?
well,
It's kind of cool, isn't
it
it?
is pretty nice, and an indication that they didn't carry it back up.
Well, we're kind of jealous. Like Mick was saying to me earlier, it's like, this is what we need in Toronto. We need a band. I'm like, we have room for a couch and a chair and a table to put our bongs on.
Yeah, they're pretty narrow there.
We are a little narrow.
Mighty lucky. We're
But
thrilled
if
to
the
be
good
in
ones
this
are
place.
watching, we would like a band.
So yeah, gonna hang around here for a little bit longer maybe and hear a tune or two.
Soulful riff. The soulful, yeah.
Some people call me the space cowboy. Some people call me the gangster of love. Yeah. Some people call me Maurice. Oh, 'cause I speak on the pompatus of love. Yeah. People keep talking about me, baby. They said I'm doing you wrong, but shit, I ain't doing nobody wrong. So don't you worry, no, don't you worry, mama, 'cause I'm right here, right here, right here, right on. Yeah, and I'm a picker, I'm a grinner, I'm a lover, and I'm a sinner. Yeah, I play my music in the sun. I'm a joker, I'm a smoker, I'm a midnight toker, yeah. I'll get my loving on the run. Stay there. Woo. Hey. Woo. the cutest thing that I ever did see. I really love your peaches, I wanna shake that tree. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it, love it all of the time. Ooh, yeah, baby, I should show you a good time. 'Cause I'm a picker, I'm a grinner, and I'm a lover, I'm a sinner, and I play my music in the sun. I'm a joker, I'm a smoker, yeah, I'm a midnight toker. Sure don't wanna hurt no one. Stay there. Woo. Woo. Ah, yeah. You're the cutest thing I ever did see. And I really love that ganja when you shake your tree. Oh yeah, the one without the seed. Oh yeah, baby, sure give me relief. 'Cause I'm a picker, hey, and a grinner. I'm a lover, but I'm a sinner too. And play my music in the sun. Oh, I'm a joker, yeah, and a smoker, and a midnight toker, and I don't wanna hurt no one. Woo. Woo. Ah, yeah, right on.
You know what I mean? And you bring me back for garbage, I only know how to.
Some Mississippi Delta blues for Mark tonight. All right. What key do you like? I woke up this morning, yeah, fit around for my shoes. Yeah, when I woke up this morning, fit around for my shoes. Oh, now, good Lord, Lordy, Mama, got them walking blues. Yeah, I walk down out the door. Sunlight shining from up above. Yeah, I walk down out the door. The sun was shining down from up above. Yeah, but it didn't shine down on me. I got a cloud hanging over me. Yeah, 'cause I can't see my love. Yeah, tell me about it, Randy. Yeah, well, I go to bed at night. I turn it all out. Yeah, when I go to bed at night. Yeah, I turn it all out. Yeah, 'cause I got no other reason. Yeah, if I gotta live without. Yeah. And then I woke up this morning. I felt around for my shoes. When I woke up this morning, I felt around for my shoes. Yeah, I got a hole in my soul. Yeah, I'm missing you. No, you are.
Well, thanks a lot to everybody that's there. Thanks to Adam for coming down and providing musical stuff for us, and Randy and Shauna and Vlad. That was fucking great, man. That's exactly what I was wanting to hear, was that fucking Stratocaster blues from the Delta kind of thing.
That was so good.
Yeah.
Really, that was
It was really good.
That was great.
Yeah.
That was deep. That's like in a, is that, Are those songs in minor key, or how do you
That
do?
was a minor key.
Yeah,
Yeah.
see, I love minor key music. Oh, it's
the
so
sad
good.
keys.
Heavy and awesome. Like when the levee breaks, also awesome. And Take Me to the River, wicked songs. I made it to the Mississippi River for the first time ever, actually. I made it.
Oh,
but
yeah,
but you can't
cool.
get close to it, because you know why? Because it floods a lot. So there's no waterfront, nothing.
Oh, yeah.
It's just a big,
muck.
just mud and big metal walls and a terrible buffet
your
for
peril.
$25.
The next time you want to talk trades, put Adam up.
Yeah, well,
We are Dan.
sure. Well, I don't think you got anything. For Adam, no.
What's
They were
going on? What's
we're
happening?
talking trading Adam for something, but I don't think that's possible.
Hey, we also, you know what Mark's gonna do? You know what song? Hey, you know what song you have to perform?
What's that?
Mark's Yazoo City. Or wait. Folkston Prison.
Folks in prison.
I can't even talk anymore.
Yeah,
I
we
am
have
done.
video
I
of that.
retired talking. I can't
Do you
even
have
do
the
it
lyrics?
right.
We could do it if you got the lyrics.
I don't have it. But I mean, when Mark comes home, because Mark,
Well.
Mark rewrote Folsom. He rewrote Folsom Prison Blues.
Long time ago when he was there in Georgia.
It was long ago in Georgia. It was like very briefly. He Mark and wrote a song in Georgia called Folkston Prison Blues, because that private prison was in Folkston, Georgia. Horrible place run by Geo Group, the people who don't want him back in their facility, so maybe they'll send him home quickly. But yeah, it was a song that they wrote about the bugs are the size of some, I don't know. It was and it yeah, and then Mark went on to have many prison bands, which we've kind of not really talked about recently, and none of us have heard Marc Emery play music, and he's gonna do it here, live, exclusive.
I have a question
Yeah.
on Facebook, actually.
Facebook question.
Somebody's asking whether or not he's actually dabbed before.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, Mark is dabbed.
That was the Facebook question.
And Mark has only greened out twice I can recall in our time together.
Yeah.
One time was in Calgary when we were given brownies. I didn't eat them.
Yeah.
He took a brownie, he bit into it, and he went, "Whoa, that tastes like hash. How'd you make this?" And she goes, "I just threw chunks of hash in the brownie mix."
And this
was a paid
hash.
event to hang out with Marc Emery at a barbecue, but he was on the ground, just sicker than you ever seen, and we had to
Oh,
cancel. We felt bad.
muffin.
Don't make your brownies with chunks of hash.
Yeah.
Blend it evenly or whatever you do. But the second time was a dab at Vapor Central.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Giant dab.
Oh no, wait, I can't tell that story.
No, we won't tell that story. But it was a giant dab at Vapor Central, because that's where all giant dabs come
That's
from.
where
I think.
dabs, you know what? I'll give credit. Dabs were a
giant
Toronto thing
dabs
before they got big everywhere else.
Yeah.
We were introduced to dabs in the Big Smoke
Yeah.
TO. It's called the Big Smoke
Yeah.
TO.
Big smoke,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, we're and you know, from my perspective, I kind of apologize, but that was a question from somebody
Good-
on
good
Facebook, was whether
Facebook
Marc
question.
Emery had dabbed before, because
Awesome.
it was 5 years. So
Well, that's been fun today.
It has been a crazy long day, and as you can see, we can hardly talk anymore, hardly coherent.
Well, I'm glad everybody
wow.
came to join us today, and if you don't mind, I'd like to
Oh.
name y'all.
Can I read one thing? Actually, one last thing I just found on the news. The news keeps coming in.
Oh, yeah,
There's an
right.
editorial by the North Shore News, which is here in the Lower Mainland, and this was retweeted by Charles Adler, a conservative type news guy. The editorial says, "Greener pastures." This is short, so I'll make it quick. In 2010, marijuana legalization activist Marc Emery was handed a 5-year jail sentence in a Seattle courtroom for selling seeds that grow into the cannabis plant. He's due for release this week, and today, in the same city where he was led away in cuffs, you can walk into a brand new storefront, slap down a $20 bill, and walk out with a gram of perfectly legal recreational marijuana. In his campaign, Emery has gone from the butt of jokes to martyr, and now the father of a movement that has picked up some powerful allies in academia, economics, medicine, law, and politics. West Vancouver's former police chief, Cash Heed, isn't just on board with legalization, he's now working as a consultant in the legal commercial grow-up business. The leader of the federal opposition, this is an error, it's not, Justin Trudeau is not the opposition, everyone just thinks he is. The leader of the federal opposition party, currently sitting at the top of the polls, wants to see pot legalized and taxed. In Washington, the state gets 25% at the production, processing, and retail level. Sadly, some things have not changed. Emery will also be coming home to Vancouver at the close of the infamous Surrey 6 trial, a poignant reminder about the lengths that gangs are willing to go to in order to control the drug trade. And some things have gotten worse as our own marijuana laws are tougher than ever, including mandatory minimum jail sentences for people caught growing as few as 6 personal plants. It's enough to make your head spin. But let me just say, Mark was the butt of jokes. People said he's no martyr. Well, that's not him just saying he's a martyr.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Mark's coming home a hero.
Yeah, cool. Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Here's something else that we didn't mention either, is that this show and this gathering made the news today.
Yes, I just looked on Twitter and yeah, the
We
Georgia
were-
Straight front
we were in
page
the
has a
Georgia
story.
Straight
Okay, let
front
me just read
page.
you that headline. I won't read you the whole thing. Front of the Georgia Straight says, there's a smoky celebration in East Vancouver today ahead of Marc Emery's release from prison. it's the headline.
Yeah.
So I guess
All right.
I guess they have a smoke cloud out there. But yeah, it just says today is the official end of Marc Emery's 5-year sentence for selling marijuana seeds to customers in the U.S. To mark the occasion, a, quote, smoky celebration is planned for 4 p.m. at Cannabis Culture Headquarters at 307 West Hastings Street. And then it goes on about the rest of the article, and then me and then Mark, and it's a big article. And Justin Trudeau is getting a lot of media out of all this. In fact, Sun News has on the front page of their website, will Mark and Jody help or hurt Trudeau? So go vote. We'll see what happens.
Nice.
Yeah.
It was,
And on that note, we do have to wrap up because I've held my Liberal counterparts for about an hour and a half waiting for a meeting with me. I've been putting off since yesterday because there's just been no time. But that's cool. That's cool. They're here. They're chill. Okay, good. They're over by the window. Yeah.
Well, we're all going to get out of here and probably keep smoking after the cameras go
yeah.
off, but,
I'm sure when you talk to Mark, you will give him all our congratulations,
Oh,
and
yes.
we'll try to get them to him ourselves soon.
He
But-
knows a lot of people.
But I want to
are
say this to
sending their
you:
love.
congratulations and way to go! It's your last day.
Thank you.
5 years, lady. Like
Yay,
hey, he's a
thank
free
you.
man anymore. You can talk to him whenever you want.
All right, well, if I don't have a heart attack and die by tonight, I mean, if you guys want to know, if you are interested in any upcoming media, I'm going to hawk it, you guys. Somebody's once called me a media, WHORE. I may not be that, but hey, it's they who want me. Tomorrow at 5:10 a.m. I'll be on radio, the CKTB morning show. I can't even tell you exactly where or when that is. But I also have Sun News booked for tomorrow again. They keep bringing me back, and I speak to the conservative audience, and they don't know what to say or do with me. And then Friday, I'm taking to myself. I need a day. I'm sorry.
Nice. Yeah, there you go.
Oh man, yeah. Just I've been on the road and doing a lot of hard work. I'm sorry to drag this on, but just a few things, just so you guys know, is that I've only been home like 12 out of the 40 last days. I've done 18 airplane flights to Texas, Mississippi, Toronto, back to Vancouver to Toronto, and God, I swear I went somewhere else in between there too. But back to Toronto. Yeah, a lot of Torontos and a lot. Oh, and Mississippi. Again, like a lot of that. So I'm finally home, and I just wait for Mark. I kind of almost hope that they don't bring it back till next weekend because I can't go on a plane tomorrow. Like I just can't.
Well,
I joke.
We're looking forward to seeing you in Toronto when
Yeah, we're
Mark
gonna have
finally
a
gets
big
out.
party
and,
there.
Yeah, it's going to be a party, and
And I also want to let people know on Saturday, though, the Roy Green Show is awesome, and that's going to be at 1:45 Vancouver on Saturday. But also, the importance of the election, you guys. Some of you may have received those literature with Justin Trudeau next to a kid smoking a joint, and it's conservative literature saying Trudeau is going to sell it in stores and that sort of stuff. It's a widely acknowledged, but not loudly, that the Conservatives are definitely reaching out to an audience that is receptive to the anti-drug message, mainly new immigrants from all sorts of places all over the world who come here and are being targeted with this messaging, and it's terrifying them. But I read about Cash Heed. He points me out at events when I'm there and says, Jody, I want to thank you for holding me to it. Because I ran against him in 2009 in the BC election as the BC Green Party candidate in Vancouver Fraserview when there were shootings going on almost every day. And it was a crisis in the South Asian community there. And it's really, he's switched sides. And I was on Premier Christy Clark, Premier of British Columbia, who's now being cowardly and silent. She had me on as a radio host with Cash Heed and Gabriel Yu, the NDP candidate. It was one of only like 4 hour-long debates during that election campaign, and it was all about legalization. It opened with legalization, and I just stood firm, and Cash Heed was uncomfortable because he didn't want to support it, but I said, you do support it, you have. And Gabriel Yu of the NDP was, you want drugs, and I was there giving Cash Heed the out, and he came on board, and he's now offering advice to grow ops, grow ops. But this guy came around, and when you, geez, it's just, I don't even know where I was going. I forget where I was. There you go. I'm so exhausted, brain dead. Oh, it's just changing. World's changing. There you go.
You are
End of
now
story.
under the influence.
Yeah, I am under the influence. What the? It's smoky in here.
And I want to thank,
great.
thanks, Greg, for having us on your show.
Our pleasure. Glad you
We're
guys could
honored
come
to be
here and
here
be
on
with
this
us.
day. This
It's
is
so fun
just
to have
so
you guys
great that
out
we're
here.
able to be here and celebrating with you guys.
And thank you for all you guys are
second
doing
that
too.
emotion.
And Tracy, you've written to Mark a lot. He really appreciates it, honestly. A lot of people who love Mark couldn't write, didn't write. It doesn't matter. I understand. It's tough to write letters. Holy moly. I had to do it every single day, numerous times. It's tough. But he knew people loved him and he knew he cared. But a few people took the time to keep in touch, and that means a lot to a prisoner. So thanks for that.
Well, it's very simple. Nobody should be in prison for pot. And people need to, even I'm one of those people that think, if you know somebody, even somebody you don't really know, if you know of someone who is in jail for pot, write them a fucking letter. Because it's Mark talks about it's just repetitive and you're staring at the same walls, and sometimes just hearing about something different helps. Right?
Even
So
to remind them that, you know what, you're locked up and you can't fight right now. We're still fighting for you.
we're still fighting
We're
for
gonna
you,
get you
and we'll
out.
be here when you get out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know when he'll be able to watch stuff, but hey, soon.
It's exciting.
I can't, and I
stay
can't believe
tuned.
it's been
Yeah.
5 years.
It's wild
Well,
times, you guys.
Our viewers will be the first to know. So
That's right. Stay
keep
tuned.
watching
Pod
Cannabis
TV.
Culture and Pod TV and Vapor Central for the East Coast angle.
Oh, and
And,
I haven't said it yet or enough, but thank you to everybody for all your support, from the little words to the big stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, it does make a big difference, A lot of people do contact us, and it's a tough go sometimes, but
Yep. And I know they're working hard. People are working real hard. Change is coming. Kids are getting saved with cannabis in conservative states. Keep overgrowing.
yeah. Thanks a lot. So thanks to Tracy and Mick for being here, and Al the Alchemist, as always, brother.
Thanks for having me, brother.
Kush Queen was here. She had to go. Appreciated Adam Bowen for bringing things together. All the musicians, Randy and Lauren and Shauna and Vlad and everybody who came out. So we're going to keep on keeping on.
And if speaking of keeping on, I use L'Oreal liquid eyeliner, and all this crying hasn't made it budge. I'm amazed.
And
I'm
she's
amazed.
going to
Thank
send
you,
me
L'Oreal.
the link, so I'll post it up on my Twitter as well somewhere. So
I'm
we'll
not
be
a raccoon
doing.
because of L'Oreal. Thank you.
Yeah.
We're not starting beauty tips on Opus Live, no.
If you guys can start looking for sponsorship for glass, me and Jody can start looking for cosmetics.
If they put hemp in there, I do use hemp blotting papers from Sephora. I'm just
Yeah,
saying. it's out
yeah.
there.
We could use some hemp stuff. It's true. Oh, L'Oreal.
All right. Well, thanks to all the people that were in the chat, too, that we didn't get a chance to even say hi to you really today.
Hello.
But,
See you guys later.
yeah, thanks. If
Hi,
I could
bye.
chat, I'd say, yeah, that. See you later.
Very high and now goodbye.
So watch all our shows coming up. Jer on Friday.
Yeah.
Maria Stoner's got a show on Friday.
Oh, I'm not doing a Jody show.
Jody's
It's kind
not
of
gonna do a
fallen
show.
apart. I'm sorry. I'm busy.
I'll just paint something that day. But yeah, I'm Marijuana Man, and this is From Under the Influence. We've had a blast today. Thanks for tuning in. Peace and pot. See you next time.
Yeah.
Thanks to Jared, too.
Thanks, Jer.